expand and collapse buttons. That was looking at our grouping over here. So I can actually turn those off if I don't want the option there. I don't want it to, maybe I just need to clean up my pivot table a little bit. I can take those off. And I also can take off the field headers if I want to do that as well. And so those are just toggle buttons where I can, turn them on and off. I'm going to go ahead and just delete the data that's in here. No, not insert. I'm going to delete. And what I want to take a look at is another option that's on the Analyze tab called Slicers. So one of the things that you can do is do filters on your data. And we started looking at, being able to move these things around here. You can do filters from here. And in fact, let's take a look at what that might look like. If I just wanted to do maybe quarters and I only wanted Q2, I can come here to this little drop down over here and click it. It brings up this, very familiar filter option that you have. I can uncheck all of them, select 2, say OK, and now I'm filtering it. And it may not be, when other people are looking at this, it may not be really obvious that this data is being filtered. So we do have a little filter sign here, and we do have a little filter over here. But again, if somebody else is not familiar with our data and what we're looking at, they may not realize that the data is being filtered. So, and then also, if you want to really make some very quick changes, slicers are a great way to do that. So I'm going to come in and click on Insert Slicer. And I'm going to look at, let's say I want the year and company. So I'm going to put in 2 slicers. And here I have them. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to filter the data really quickly, and it's going to show a visual representation of what I'm looking at. So here I'm looking at 2014. I can see I'm just picking 2014. You can see that it's highlighted here. I'm just looking at Duet Designs. I can pick that. Now I can see just Duet Designs. So it becomes very clear and very obvious as you're doing this. And again, if you had like 20 years here, or if you had 500 companies that you were using, this might be a really great way to be able to select multiple ones that you wanted to compare. Perhaps you had to, put these tables into a PowerPoint presentation or print them out for a meeting. It would allow you to come in, select, whatever companies that you needed to, go ahead and get a snapshot of this or print it, and then do another one. So if I want to do multiple ones, I can either click this column, or if you don't have that available, you can use your Control and Shift like you do with other data to pick additional, multi-selections. So in this case, I have chosen 14 and 16, and I can see that I have 14 and 16, but not 15. And so very easy way to do that. To clear them, I can just come up and hit the Clear button. And if I want to get rid of them, I'm just going to right-click on them and say Remove Year and Remove Company. So really nice. Love those slicers. It really helps a lot. Another feature that you have is being able to actually drill down in the data. Now again, this is a limited amount of data, but if you had, thousands or perhaps hundreds of thousands of rows of data, and you were trying to find out, why is this particular one so high? What's going on there? If you double click on it, it will go out to your source data, and it will drill down and make a separate sheet and show you actually that information. So being able to drill down like that, I mean, yes, it does create a new sheet, and probably not something that you'd want to do with everything. But if you just see something that looks like an outlier and you're wondering what's going on with that, how did that total get there, you can double click it and look at the underlying data. All right. One of the other things that we talked about was being able to create a calculated field. So I just want to show you that because that was one of the things that we were going to make sure that we covered, and I know we're getting close to time, so just going to pop this one out really quickly. And hopefully this is, I know this is kind of like a power lunch, right? We're kind of like jam-packing everything in. There's so much that I want to be able to tell you about all of these things, and I'm kind of geeky and I get really excited about it, but hopefully you find something valuable here, and so just let me know if this is too much content in an hour. So I'm going to create a calculated field. I'm going to come in here, go to the Analyze tab, and under Fields, Items, and Sets, I'm going to click that and create a calculated field. This is going to allow me to put really any type of field that I want in here. So let's say it was average sales, right? Sales, I'm going to just name this, and then I can put my formula in. So I'm going to say, okay, it's going to equal the revenue, and I'm going to insert that divided by the count of the sales and insert that. And now when I click OK, you can see that it's added additional value column because it's added columns here. So this is my average sales for these different quarters. What else might be interesting? So not only can you have just one down here, we've been working with one set of data here, but you can also add other columns as well. So I'm going to take my count of sales and I'm going to put that down there. And actually I want to move it right up next to revenue so that I can see that. Here I have my count of my sales. So these are all the sales I had for Music Man for Q2 in 2014. So I can see that out of 72 sales, this is the revenue amount that I had. So it kind of gives me some insight into, how my sales are doing. And there may be, once you start working with your own data, you'll probably see other ways that you can use it and other things that you might be able to do with that. But just so that you know that it's there, it is a feature that you can use. Okay, one more thing. I promise this is the last one. It's being able to use pivot charts. And pivot charts are really great because they allow you to see a visual representation of your data, not just the numbers. And I can do that really quickly. I can do both of them together, or I can actually create a pivot chart from a pivot table that I already have. So in 2010, you're going to find that on the Insert tab under Pivot Table. After that, you're going to find it in Pivot Chart on the Analyze tab. So I'm going to click that. I'm just going to choose this clustered one because I only have maybe a minute left. And you can see that it plots in a chart for me. And again, I can move this to another page if I want to. This is based on this table, this pivot table's information. And again, as before, I can move this around and you will see that it actually is going to change that data and change the way that my chart looks based on the changes that I make over here. So now I'm looking at, here Duet Designs is blue, Music Man is red, and I'm looking at 2014 and 2015, and here is the sum of my revenue. So I can see very quickly that Music Man is always less than Duet. Duet Designs is doing more revenue year over year. And very quick for me to be able to see that. Perhaps now I want to take away and I want to look at months. So now I can very quickly just compare these months. So there's a lot of other things that you can do, and I'm sure, once you get into charts, again, there's like so many things that you can do. But just to kind of show you that it is a great way to be able to summarize your data quickly, update it when you need to, and be able to put it in a visual chart that you can take and use in PowerPoints or meetings and print that out if you need to. Okay, that's it. I'm done. So did anybody have any questions on anything? We got a couple minutes left. if anybody had any questions. Bill? I think we lost Bill. All right. Are we going to be doing a tech bite on data tables and the new M coding for data creating in Excel? You know, I am always looking for what people want to see for tech bites, so I will definitely take a look at that and, you know, see how that fits in. I actually don't have the next one selected yet, so if any of you have any ideas out there of what you would like to see in the next Tech Bite, which will be in, let's see, it's July now, so in September, back to school. So if any of you have any idea of what you would like to see in that, please, you know, shoot me an email and let me know, and we'll get that out to you and let you know.